Samantha Francis, so I'm the founder of Find a Balance.
Hello, my name's Marie Daniel from My Matters Limited.
Hi, my name is Christine. I'm a mental health student.
I'm here today to discuss a topic in relations to mental health on a cultural basis in Afro-Caribbean and looking at the stigma around mental health.
Basically, I want to tell you my story. So, 3 years ago, my son, he came home and he was hearing voices, hallucinating, hanging out of the third floor window. I got a call from my neighbours to say that we're calling the police for your son, and I was like, don't get involved in my business, I'm on my way home. When I got home, I saw that my son was very, very ill. I was like, what the hell's going on? I called him in the room and I said, Philando, what's going on? He was like, Bill Gates is speaking to me, Sony's coming around to see me, etc. Obviously, he was very, very mentally ill. I didn't understand what was going on. At the time, he was at university, he was working, he was happy. I did not know what was going on. The first thing I did was, like you do, you call your family, your elders, your aunts, whatever. They said, oh my God, it's witchcraft. We're going to bring a priest around, get you into church.
If you were to mention to someone that your son or someone was put in hospital, a psychiatric unit, they will probably say, like, take them to church, take them to mosque, or whichever it is. They don't accept that it can happen to their child. They're just thinking, like, this can't happen to my child, like, it's not possible. And then the next thing they're going to be like, oh, like, he needs to go to church or whatever, like, it's not church that's going to help him, like. And I think as well, while I've been on placement, they just literally, like, drug people up, and I think that's not the way forward. Like, you need to talk to people, but they don't do that. The next thing they're thinking, oh, let's restrain him, let's do whatever, like, that's not going to solve the situation.
Black people they just find salvation in the church, and I think it's just the whole comfort of something being there for them to kind of fall back on, like, oh my God, our answers are in the church, and that's where everything's just gonna be okay. Like, that is just, the answers are there. So
we had a nice priest come round, pray, do all this stuff. I was a bit confused, but when you're desperate, anything helps. So after that didn't help. The next day, remember, he didn't sleep or anything, he was ill. By the third day, I thought, no, let me bring him to church. Brought him into church, same thing, nothing happened. I thought, okay, next steps, let me ring the GP. Called the GP came round. By the fourth day, I said, my son hasn't slept for 4 days. This is about 4 a.m. And I said, he's hearing voices and everything. Like, I don't know what to do. The GP said, oh, don't worry, his body will shut down soon and he'll go to sleep anyway. I thought that was a bit weird, but I just thought, okay then, cool. By the 9th day, my son was punching at windows and getting very verbally aggressive. So anyway, it happened that I had to take him to the hospital and get him sectioned. It broke my heart. I felt so evil. I had family members ringing me saying, how could you take him to get him sectioned? They're going to injection him. He's never going to be the same. Like, it's the worst thing you could have done. Then I ended up going to the hospital and speaking with a consultant who said, my son suffered a psychosis. I was like, what the hell is that? Anyway, I looked it up and found out that it's a chemical imbalance in your brain. Great. The treatment? No. In the hospital, they didn't really want to communicate with me and my son. They just left him, walking around talking to himself. I had a meeting with the consultant who gave me a breakdown of what's happening and said they're going to give him medication. So I said I want him to have minimum medication until I research and find out what that medication is. Anyway, he had the medication, and then my son escaped from the hospital. Great. So I went back and I was like, how can he escape from the hospital? You are supposed to provide a level of care. So that didn't work. So I went to consultant and said, do you know what? I want my son to come home. I'll care for him myself. So I got my son home. He was still ill. He was on minimum medication. And then they referred him to the early intervention team, who work with you by coming to your home and speaking to the individuals, etc. Anyway, none of the resources that they used and referred me to worked for my son, because what you find in mental health is not one treatment fits all. It has to be for the individual. And I found that they don't understand the cultural background, so the way they communicate, it just doesn't work for the black community. So I just did a bit of research, and I thought, you know what, you need to have services, or at least a service that works and specialises in the BAME, the black and minority ethnic groups, and that offers a more bespoke service. And that's how I created Find a Balance, which is a bespoke mental health service which offers talking therapy from the start. So there's no 7-8 month waiting list for talking therapy. We, put together a care plan for the individual. We work with them and their families to educate the family, because if you don't know about it and you don't know what's going on, there's two things happen. Either you get with it or you run away. And that's how you find individuals out in the community with no support and help. And also we help them with, education, employment. There's other holistic therapies we offer. We have group sessions for individuals that are suffering mental health, and also for, family members or their carer, to help them with their well-being. But the main thing is about educating the individuals and offering them that bespoke service to get them back into the community.